Good morning, day 79 in camper pod builds. How are we doing today? I'm a little cold. Still winter. Still working at the camper. So we did a little bit of work yesterday. So today's a bit of a short day. I've just been informed I need to put in a another brace like across here for the backsplash that's going in, because it's wrapping in underneath the window and right across here, so I need something to attach to. And I'm going to start cutting out for the lower section here. This wall here we're going to do in two sections. We're going to do one piece from here up and another piece from here down, and it's going to wrap around. So I'm just going to focus on the lower piece here today, because this is where some of our electrics are going. So that's the plan for today. I did some measurements of this little section here, and with all the tabs and the overlaps and the bends and all that sort of stuff, it's going to be, I need to find a piece 19 1/8 high by 19 1/4 wide. So I'll go through my scrap pile there, and hopefully I should have something. You know how they say measure twice and mark once? Well, anyway, I measure at least 3 times, and I discovered that I was over by 1 inch in one dimension, which is great, because I can actually, and I have 3 pieces here that I can use, but I think I'm going to use this piece because the corners are really not usable, so I can cut those ends off there and still have a good piece to work with. This is like, this will be maybe like 23 by 18.5. I need 19 1/4 by 18.5. So this is going to be a piece that I'm going to use right there. These other pieces are a bit larger and have good square edges. I'm going to keep those for other stuff in the camper. With this piece pretty much fitting in there perfectly, now I got to cut the tabs, cut this up here and fold it over onto that. Something we've got discussing. Down here is going to be the AC outlet and the DC outlet right there, and the box that we're going to use is a non-conductive resin box. However, it comes in, I'll show you, I'll get it for you. Where is it? Right here. This is it. Can't get any shallow ones here locally. You might be able to get them online, but can't get them locally. So this is going to stick into the closet a little bit. I'm going to have to modify the side tabs on it, but that's nothing. So what we decided on doing is that where there's going to be a door on this opening here is where we should attach another piece of 2x2 onto that, the full length. That'll give you enough room to place the box, and it won't impede into this area. Now we'll lose 1.5 inches space, but that's fine, because we'll be running electrical wire up through here over into the box. So it all works out. So I'm going to shift modes now back into construction mode and put a 2x2, or really, 1x1 up against this here, another piece here, and another piece there in the corner. With the piece in place, it wasn't perfectly square, but that's the only piece that I had that I could use. So I'm going to have to do some more, let's say, squaring, but I'm not going to break out my electric planer, because that's a lot of mess. There's not a heck of a lot that needs to be done. Some here and some up here. I'm going to do that with my hand planer. It'll be probably a little bit quicker, hopefully, because there's not a lot to do. Why does everything take so long to do? Oh my goodness, I just had to install like 3 pieces of board. That one there on the outside, right there. See if I can get my finger to point right there. And it wasn't square. I tried to use my plane. Yeah, that didn't work. Had to break up my electric one, and it took me a while to do it. And just 2 little pieces down there. Well, they were just easy. They were just cut and screw in there. And I also attached the electrical box, because I need to, for the piece that's going over this right here, I got a mark out for that and for the electrical box. So I'll probably get to that next, unless there's something else that needs to be done. Ugh. I put this piece of aluminum up against the holes, or the boxes, for the electrics, and marked it out with a Sharpie. Now we just got to cut this and fit it in place, and hopefully it'll work fine. Now that looks pretty tidy. It's ready for the exterior waterproof cover, and that's the actual cover that's going to be going on for the DC portion. It took a lot longer than expected, but it's done right. Next is be cutting out and installing this piece. Now this is for the wall, 56 1/8. I'm employing the, it's actually 56 1/4, but I'm taking the 1/8 off like I did with the other piece, and fit quite well. So I'm just gonna mark it and cut it and do some more bending. As I mentioned previously, my brake isn't working the best now. Too much humidity got in the wood. So I've been using this piece of straight edge poplar that I've had out here in the garage for Lord knows how long. Basically, I've been clamping it along the edge, or on the ends and in the middles if possible, and just bending it up with another piece of poplar I have right there. I also have a couple of others kicking around. I did a test fit. It wasn't too bad. I had to trim a little bit off the corner right there. The corner was a little tight, but this is it's just covering a tab anyway, so it's not too bad. And I cut out for the switch box on the inside corner in there. It's a little loose, which is fine because we're going to be putting corner trims in everywhere to tighten it up. We have a couple of screws just popped in close to the edges to help just keep it in place until we put the trims in. So that's pretty cool. And I just test fit the switch panel. That looks pretty neat there. And we have quite a bit of aluminum left. I did have that rolled out and rolled back upon itself. And I think we have, well, at least 3, maybe 4 6-foot pieces of that left. So it should be plenty. So the next piece is going to be this corner here. I'm going to come up to the height of this board, wrap around inside the door, and have a tab coming back in this way. And the other piece is, I'm going to have a tab probably coming in halfway in over the door, not the full width, as well as coming out about this far here. I think I'm going to have to, yeah, that's proud there, that corner, so I'm going to have to get my planer or my chisel or something, take that down to make it flush. Well, that was kind of lucky. I needed a piece here about 17.5 by about 14.5 wide, and this piece is about 1/4 of an inch shy on both dimensions, which is fine because that, you know, that extra little bit is only for tabs anyway. So that's great, so I don't have to cut into a big piece. All I got to do is pretty much square it off right there and start bending. That little piece fits in there quite nicely, I think. Well, that's a wrap for day 79. Pretty long day. So long I had to switch to another hat. It actually got quite warm inside the camper with the heater going. It's amazing how warm it got. It's just to do, you know, a quick show and tell. I finished up down there. Got this piece in. Got some framing done back here for the electrical and stuff. Got my electrical box in. Started this piece, or I got that piece in there. I've also actually cut this piece. It's outside, laying flat. I'll get at that next day to trim it to width and put the couple of bends on it. But it's starting to come to a finish. for the aluminum. And then there's going to be a whole bunch of trim work, but that's something different. So this is the piece here. Top piece is the piece that I've just cut to length. And so I've got another 1, 2, 3, definitely 3 more at this length. So we've got lots of aluminum left for the build. We thought that we were actually going to run short because it was 100 feet. We thought it was 120, 150. Anyway, we thought it was going to be more. But, oh, something on the lens. But it actually turned out to be 100 feet. But that's fine. It looks like we're going to have enough. Yeah. It's starting to come together. Next, well, I'll be finishing off the aluminum. Then going to do something with the cupboards. And then probably get into the foam light. We've had it stored here for the longest while. 5x10 sheets. This is the plastic. I forget the technical name of it, but it cuts the same as plywood. So that should be interesting when we get into using that. That's it. Again, end of day 79. Thanks for sticking around, watching all this video, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one.